Hello there and welcome to today's lore video featuring the Sentinel-class Shuttle. Now, in order to enforce its will across the galaxy, the Imperial Navy frequently needed to deploy large numbers of ground forces and stormtroopers at short notice. There were several designs of shuttlecraft and atmosphere-capable transport vessels that were utilized by the Empire's military, but it was not until the introduction of the Sentinel-class landing craft, or the Sentinel-class Shuttle, that the Navy truly found the right ship for the right job. Now, the Sentinel developed from the Lander-class shuttle design, which was already a versatile ship, and it was also the basis for another vessel, which was the formidable Alpha-class Starwing assault gunboat. Sienna Fleet Systems, whose shipwrights belonged to the Emperor since the fall of the Old Republic, combined their skills with those of Cygnus Spaceworks to develop the landing craft for the Imperial Starfleet. Sienna's yards were already tooled for manufacture of the Lander-class shuttles, and Cygnus specialized in building the Alpha-class gunboats and the Delta-class JV-7 escort shuttles. It was a perfect match, and the combination of design expertise allowed the Sentinel to utilize many off-the-shelf systems already used in Sienna and Cygnus vessels. Now, the design for the landing craft was to create a ship that could travel quickly from the hangar of a Star Destroyer in near orbit through a planetary atmosphere in order to make a swift and decisive deployment of troops and hardware. The Sienna Systems' top designers, however, were well known for their ingenuity and also armed the Sentinel with enough weaponry to allow the landing craft to stay on station after performing its primary task and to act as an air support platform. Now, the Sentinel landing craft itself could reach speeds of 1,000 km an hour in a planetary atmosphere, or 70 megalight in space, which was the equivalent to that of the Rebel Alliance's Y-Wing starfighter. The ship also had a Class 1 hyperdrive for interstellar travel that was also used by the Starwing assault gunboats. Also, like the Lambda-class shuttle, the Sentinel had a fixed vertical wing on its dorsal hull and two more drop-down wings that extended during flight operations. And the vessel's cargo bay was its primary feature as well, and this large armoured section could contain up to 180 metric tons of payload when loaded to its full capacity. In the aftermath of the Empire's fall, many Sentinels would fly in this freight haulage configuration when used in civilian service. When used as a troop carrier, however, the landing craft was unsurpassed. In its typical operation mode, the Sentinel held 6 stormtrooper squads, which was a total force of around 54 soldiers, along with 12 repeating blaster cannons and 6 military speeder bikes. An alternative internal configuration could be used to deploy 36 speeder bikes and 12 ground assault vehicles. The landing craft had a 5-man standard crew, consisting of a pilot as vessel commander, a co-pilot/sensor technician, and 3 officers positioned at gunnery stations. All 5 personnel would be stationed in the arrowhead-shaped command module. Now, some variants of the Sentinel also featured 1 or 2 droid crew members which served as loading operators in the cargo bay, and each gunner would operate a different weapon system. The head gunnery officer operated the laser cannons, another fired the concussion missiles, and a third fired the blasters and the ion cannon. Now, the military versions of the Sentinel-class ship were equipped with a single reconnaissance speeder bike as standard, and the bike featured a slaved communication system that transmitted on a frequency randomly determined before each combat deployment. And this process ensured that enemy listening posts would not be able to intercept or jam the speeder bike's signals. Now, typically, one of the Sentinel's gunners would be cross-trained as a scout trooper in the event that the vessel found itself grounded in hostile territory and needed to send for help. In anticipation of such situations, the landing craft sported a strong array of weapon systems with which to defend itself and support its troop load once deployed. Most visible were the Sentinel's twin forward-firing concussion missile launchers. Located beneath the cockpit, these held 8 shot magazines. A further 11 energy weapons were concealed behind retractable hull plates, and a pair of bays on the leading edge of the cargo bay held 4 laser cannons each, and 2 rotating repeating blasters were hidden in a well beneath the command module. In addition to these weapons, a single ion cannon and a pop-up turret was mounted just forward of the dorsal wing surface. These guns could pour withering firepower onto an enemy target on the ground or in space, but the lack of weapons in the Sentinel's rearward arc made the ship more vulnerable to attack from the aft quarter. And to overcome this weakness, the landing craft had dense armor plating over its hull in this area, more than 25% thicker than that of a Lambda-class shuttle. The Sentinel also operated 4 deflector shield generators in the front and back to protect the craft still further. And these vessels were first assigned to the Imperial Navy in small numbers in the months prior to the Battle of Yavin, to key forces such as Darth Vader's personal squadron, the pacification fleet sent into Virgilian space, and later the Armada serving in the Endor blockade. However, despite the demise of the Emperor and the principal contractor of the Sentinel, the Imperial Navy, Siena and Cygnus continued to mass produce the landing craft well into the era of the New Republic. And that is the Sentinel-class shuttle in a nutshell. So, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you all in the next one, and until then, may the Force be with you.